Oh, are we rolling? Right now? Do you ever find yourself just numbing out to anger or anxiety or maybe conflict and you're just avoiding it? Sometimes we self-sabotage our own mental wellness without even realizing it. Let's check in with Matt and Lee and see what they have to say about the common ways we self-sabotage, and stick around to the end so you can find out the solution.
So I can admit to you that a way that I try to relax and maybe use some of my free time is I get on my phone a lot, and I'm in social media apps a lot. But something that I find myself doing is I'll be in an app like Instagram, and I'll scroll through Instagram, and I close out Instagram, and then the next app that I open after that is Instagram.
Just right back again.
Just right back again, and I find myself I'm in this loop.
Mindless going back and forth.
Mindless scrolling, and I find myself distracting myself, and even more so than distracting, I can admit in those moments, I'm really numbing out on what I should be doing, but also what I should be thinking about, or just doing something else with my time. And I can tell that it's really not good for me when I'm in that place of so mindlessly using my phone to distract myself like that. And it got me thinking about ways that we all self-sabotage. I'm curious, with your clinical counseling background, like what are common ways that we all self-sabotage our mental health?
Yeah, no, that's a good question. I think as you're talking about that, that's a common thing. I think I hear a lot of people talk about
screen
that way.
Time.
Yeah, screen time. But let's just kind of make two bookends of a spectrum, if you will. And so on one end, let's just say that there's common distractions, things that are easy for us to do that will distract us from doing other work, right? So screen time would be one of them. Netflix, even household chores, the cooking, cleaning, work, things that will allow us to kind of check out for a while and just kind of mindlessly do other things, right?
Yeah.
On the other end is actual mental health work. And so if the question is like, what do we do to kind of sabotage our own mental health? There's this spectrum, and it may help, let me put it this way, it may help to think of it like going to the gym or working out, okay? Because in that world, there's still that spectrum too, because on one end, there's the activity of going to the gym, and if you can actually make it to the gym, carve out the time,
big deal.
Say, hey, I'm here at the gym. That's a feat in and of itself. But once you're there, what do? And so you can wander around and look at the TV, look at some other dudes lifting up some weights, right? And think I could do that, and literally like do about maybe 50 minutes of workout in a 90-minute time span. Now, when you think about it that way, we think, why don't we get in shape? Why aren't we fit? Why aren't we healthy? And if we really evaluate the kind of work that we're doing, we're not actually putting in the effort in that kind of space to actually get healthy, get stronger, right? And so in that spectrum, there's the whole like, hey, how much effort are you putting in, and also how much distraction is going on at the same time. That's also true, I think, when it comes to the mental health world, because it takes effort just like that. You've got to carve out the time, right? Like think of it like you go into the gym, I'm going to carve out this 15 minutes where I'm going to be mindful about what's gone on in my day. What am I feeling? Why am I feeling it? Why did those things happen, right? That takes effort. It takes some discomfort. It takes strain. It's like literally lifting mental weights, right, to exercise. It's harder to do that than it is to pick up your phone and just start scrolling, right? You can get easily attracted to say, I'd rather not think about that. I'd rather just do this because that's easier to do. And so I think a lot of us do that. Like, we just don't know that that's a thing. I think we tend to think, okay, going to the gym, being physically healthy, that takes effort. I think we have to really think about applying that in the mental health world to say, okay, we need to make the effort to take the time to really think about and process those kinds of thoughts and feelings.
Yeah, so we can have the time though, but then what do you do with that time when you have it? Because you're talking about the gym, you go to the gym and you've carved out the time, but you have a workout plan, or you should have a workout plan.
Yeah, no.
So when you're talking about mental health and you're carving out that time in a day or a week, what do you do?
That's a great question.
With that time?
Yeah, because you'd literally be carving out 15 minutes and you don't know what to do. You'd just be sitting there and not getting anything really productive.
And you'll end up back on your phone.
Exactly.
If you don't have that
sure.
plan.
So what I tell people, what I do for myself and what I tell people is it helps to look for a few key things that gets you into the space, where it gets your kind of mind in that space. And so I tend to ask people to look for a check on a few primary emotions, things like anger, anxiety, and sadness, right? Those are the main ones that kind of start us off. And if you can identify those are kind of like your check engine lights. That'll tell you, hey, those are pretty big emotions. What are they there for? Why did you feel those things, right? Try and connect the dots between what your feelings are with certain events. That's an easy way to start the process. Another one that's probably even easier is if you just do an inventory on the day or the week and say, okay, well, what kinds of conflicts did I go through this week, right? What kind of upset me? And to ask the question of like, well, why did it upset me? And so conflicts in my mind usually are like the breadcrumbs that lead us to the underlying issues of what's going on. So those are really simple ways to get work done if you carve out the time. But again, you want to make sure you carve out that 10, 15 minutes to just do that. And if you could do that for 5 minutes, that's a win. If you could do that for 5 minutes without checking out or getting distracted by this or doing something else, then that's a good cadence. That's a good routine.
Every day.
Yeah. Every day would be great. If you could do it, every 2-3 days, that'd be fine too. But that's a routine,
Man, that was good. Making a plan is the key to improving your mental health. If you just loved this video or you know someone who would benefit from it, feel free to share it. Also, you can check out the description for more helpful resources, and we'll see you next time.